I do not like debates through the Western project because it is always this underlying assumption that your thoughts will then lead to change alone. It does not. What it does is it infiltrates, it embeds itself into folks who may be wide open vessels because they've not owned their own head. If you're putting ideas out there that are being shown to be on the same level as another, but one is talking about why people should be basically treated as goddamn livestock, and the other is saying that we're all human, how the hell is that an equal conversation? How the hell is that an equal? What does that actually do? What does that do? And I want people to have a goddamn honest answer to that. What does that do? It makes normalize this idea that you can justify somebody's dehumanization, that there is some logic that you can use to make somebody inhuman. Who does that serve? Okay, so these debates, I've talked about it before, the Jubilee and the Kirk and all of that, but I want to talk about this Ta-Nehisi Coates and Ezra Klein, okay? I tried to watch it and I couldn't. You want to know why I couldn't watch it, y'all? I am sick and tired of the same goddamn conversation and with some white man usually who wants to give the neutral perspective or who is giving the more progressive liberal perspective of trying to just win at any cost and not understanding something that is foundational to the conversation to begin with, having to sit alongside a benevolent Black person, usually a Black man, who can speak in a way that is even keeled and it will have a couple of things to say that kind of push back, but it's in a way that performs intellectualism. And at the end of that, there are the sound bites and somebody owns somebody else, and now there's these new conversations that aren't getting us a goddamn place because they ain't new. All the conversations do is go back to, somebody see how great of an orator he is, or see how peaceful or how brilliant. We already know it's going to be fucking brilliant. Why do we keep having the same conversation? You're putting those two people at the same level. And when I say they're not at the same level, it doesn't mean somebody's better than somebody else. Get the hierarchy out of our heads and make things a goddamn web. If you are still stuck over here because you refuse to move your thought process, right? And I am over here, right? Then why the fuck am I going to come back over here when my web is already being weaved and I can sit here and imagine something and create something new over here? You are fucking up my conjure, right? You are fucking up my conjure. You are actually being a succubus to the energy, which means we are always moving back to the same conversation, the same floor, nothing is moved. Why are we still relying upon straight men to try to tell us something about what it means to gain and maintain freedom for all? I mean that. The biggest commodity right now is our attention, y'all. It's data and our attention. And this is, again, why it's an ideological war. And so when we look to the stars and we see this tension, we see Mars in Scorpio finally giving us the stamina, and again, Scorpio is the researcher, y'all. Scorpio is the depth. It cuts through the bullshit to get to the foundations of something. There is a way that we are being asked to cut through the milieu, and with Mercury being there is going to be a sharpness of the tongue, but also a sharpness of thought, a sharpness of logic, a way that we have to see all sides, in which we are seeing all the things. And then we got to do what? Make a choice. Got to make a choice.